Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Jurayhon, back once again with another Dungeons & Dragons character concept deep dive. For this case, quite literally, as we are taking a look at the concept of the Parkour Master. If you are uneducated in the ways of parkour, parkour is a athletic competition of sorts. Even though it's actually safer than a lot of these challenges people are doing these days and less destructive of public property. Anyway, with parkour, you are essentially jumping from one variable height or object to another variable height or object at a variable distance. Sometimes even from a variable height straight down to the ground without taking much damage if landed properly. If you've played Mirror's Edge or certain Mario Maker maps in the Kaizo format, then you probably know what I am talking about. That is basically the parkour. I believe a certain TV show actually made a joke on this. I don't watch that show, so I wouldn't know what it's called. So, either way, that's parkour. For the more educated people who are slightly younger than I am, let's go ahead and get things started. For our stats, we are using the point-buy system as always. Strength, intelligence, and charisma will all be at a 10, while dexterity, constitution, and wisdom are all going to be a 14. Don't worry, we'll increase strength here in a minute, because it is actually a key ability score for our jumps, which is a key feature for parkour. So we need to make sure we increase our strength stat a little bit, because it's a key feature. For a long jump, it's going to be your strength score. You get to cover a number of feet up to your strength score, if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. For a high jump, it is 3 plus your strength modifier. So currently you can only jump up 3 feet, but we're going to increase that here shortly. So, for our race, either grab the variant human or the custom lineage. Either way, make sure your ability score improvements will get you to a 12 strength and a 15 dexterity. We're going to be doing this with the feat athlete, which will either increase our strength or our dexterity each by 1, and give us some special features in addition to that. For your skill, grab perception. Languages doesn't matter, just grab common and undercommon. You also get a speed of 30 feet, which will also be increased here shortly, don't worry. For background, you are an athlete, so grab the athlete background. Funny how there's an athlete feat and an athlete background. Now we just need an athlete subclass, and we are golden. For your proficiencies, you'll want skills in athletics and in acrobatics. For your languages, it doesn't really matter, but just because it's funny, grab Oran. This is the same language that the Arakokras will get. For class, start things out with Monk. This will give us a 1d8 hit die, and thanks to our Constitution modifier, we have 10 hit points. So pretty good to start off with. Your skills, grab Insight and History. Might come in handy on the buildings that you are scaling and jumping from. Unarmored defense and martial arts are pretty useful in this matter. While you're not going to be fighting, it would be a good idea to have some defense against objects that might be thrown at you or any other kind of attack. Next, we're going to multi-class into Rogue. This will give us a d6 hit die proficiency in light armor and thieves tools, and we also get a new skill. Go ahead and grab stealth just to do it. For your expertise, do athletics and acrobatics. You also get sneak attack and thieves cut. Not really that important, but kind of fits in with the theme of the Mirror's Edge video game, I do believe. Level 2 monks get key. Your key save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your wisdom modifier. You also get unarmored movement, which currently just gives you an extra 10 feet of movement speed. But that will improve later, and as you level up. Level 3 monks get a monastic tradition. We're just going to go ahead and go with Way of the Drunken Master, since some of its features are actually pretty useful. But it all depends on what type of character you wanted to make. Personally, I'd probably choose the Shadow Monk, because they have some decent abilities as well. But we're going for Way of the Drunken Master, because we're not using any spell casting for this build. For proficiency, grab skill in performance, and for tools you'll want brewer's supplies. You also get drunken technique. And you also get key fueled attack and deflect missiles as monk features. Moving on to monk level 4, go ahead and get quicken healing and slow fall. This is to mimic the landing technique a lot of parkour users use. And that is, well, rolling. This lessens the amount of force on your body. Now, instead of ability score improvement, we want the feat skill expert. Go ahead and increase your dexterity by 1. Also grab the skill proficiency in nature and expertise in perception. You want to be able to look around and find a good ledge or other platform you can stand on momentarily, and to make sure you don't fall from it. Level 2 rogues get cunning action, but that is not why we're leveling up in rogue. It's because we need a level 3 rogue, so we can get the roguish archetype known as thief, which gets fast hands and second story work. This gives us a better jumping ability, very important for a parkour user. You also get steady aim, which is not that important. Level 4 rogues will get an ability score improvement. Go ahead and increase your strength to a 14. This will give us a +2 modifier for our strength. So we get a nice high jump of 5 feet. Up to 5 feet. Moving on, monk level 5 gets an extra attack, focused aim, and stunning strike. Level 6 monks get key empowered strike and tipsy sway from Drunken Master, which is kind of a big deal. Level 7 monks get evasion and stillness of mind. Level 8 monks get an ability score improvement. Go ahead and increase that wisdom up to a 16. That means your unarmored defense is now a +6 in total, on top of your 8. We mainly wanted to get to a level 9 monk for the unarmored movement improvement. This gives us the ability to run on walls. Wall running is actually a very useful skill in parkour. And finally, for this build, we're going with level 10 monk, which gives us purity of body, which is not entirely necessary. You could just go with a level 9 monk and a level 4 rogue for this build. Now, that is all we technically need to do for this build, but you could improve on this by getting access to the Jump spell and the Longstrider spell, which happen to be Artificer spells, wouldn't you believe it? So you could go with 6 levels of Artificer if you so desired. I think that would be the best move in my honest opinion, but we're not going to cover that in this video because we've already hit the basics for a parkour master. I do hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for Thursday for when we start on the character builds for the League of Malevolence, found in the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I've had fun with those builds. So, until then, I hope you enjoyed. This has been Drayhon, and I am offline.